go to sport handling mode, go to a standstill and use the launch control. So that is 3.6 seconds on the Driftbox, and I will put down the number from the speedo just a few seconds later. We will do another test, get a straight piece of road again, and do the same thing. Tires are likely warming up. Go to a standstill, wait a moment. It's 3.7 seconds on the Driftbox. And yeah, I will put down the number later on. We will do a third test just to see if something is changing. Get to a standstill. So it's 3.6 seconds again. And I will compare those speedo times later and put them in. So I think pretty interesting comparison. We had a lot of debates about the deviation of the speedometer, specifically with Audi cars. I honestly have to say that the surrounding circumstances, as like wind direction and if it goes uphill or downhill, make a lot larger, or have a lot larger impact on the accuracy of the values than actually the speedometer has. Because if we now see like 2 kilometers off at 200 at 100, and we could also check that later on if it has like only a few kilometers off at 200, specifically with those fast cars, the times to 100 are maximum influenced by a tenth, maximum, maybe even less with this one, because I've measured 3.7 on speedo on the acceleration video. We now have reached 3.6 with the Racelogic Driftbox, so I've maybe even underestimated that one. And I would guess that the 0 to 200 time is maximum maybe half a second off if we look at that. So that means also that those times are faster than other magazines that tested. I don't know why, but I mean, we're just using it very normally, putting in sport mode, doing launch control. I don't know if the others are not using launch control, but yeah. As we still have the RS5 for a few days, and we have already done the 0 to 100 time with the Racelogic Driftbox, I want to use the opportunity and do what you've asked for, the 100 to 200 time. Conditions are pretty good here. We have a straight piece of Autobahn. It's dry, almost no wind, and the piece is also pretty flat. And we will see what the acceleration figures will be once we put our foot down and go from 100 kilometers to 200 kilometers. So the time that we managed to do, I don't know if you can see that if I'm going closer, is 9.4 seconds, which is exactly, let's say, what we have already measured with our 0 to 250 video on YouTube, based also on those times that we have measured. 3.6 to 100. Of course, I can only recap that from driving this car before, but of course we will do another test at a different piece of Autobahn leg here, also going into the other direction to make sure that this is yeah, a clean result. So that one is 9.2, so it's 2/10 faster. I'm also going from 80 to 210 more or less from on speedo. and you really have to give that car a bit of freedom before 100. If you started like 100 kilometers per hour doing the kickdown, of course that's not ideal. And I will do another test with doing it being in gear, in the perfect gear already. Let's start again. So that was 10.1 now. Slow. I don't know why. Maybe that wasn't the perfect gear. The downshift is probably, or the kick down is probably better than being in the right gear. Therefore, we'd go the other direction.